Hello and welcome to the big fight, and this is actually sort of kicking off our entire special coverage of what is a really interesting elections in two states. And it's an interesting election in particular because the Prime Minister has directly gone out there and in a sense said, I am going to be taking on the mantle and taking on the onus of trying to deliver both Haryana and Maharashtra for the BJP, and according to the exit polls seems to have succeeded to a large extent. Of course, the actual numbers will only be known tomorrow and we are going to continue to track that. So lots and lots of other things to look at. If the BJP does emerge as the single largest party, will it get enough in numbers to be able to actually form a government by itself? If not, will it be looking for allies? And if so, who could the allies be? Will there be another grand rapprochement between the BJP and the Shiv Sena, or could there be some big surprises there? So lots to talk about, and we are in order going to first start off by taking a look at what's happening in Maharashtra, then a quick look at what's happening in Haryana, and then what the possible impact could be at the national level based on whatever actually happens tomorrow, including, of course, Narendra Modi himself. What really is at stake, if anything, for him personally. So let me start off by first welcoming the people who are going to be joining us from Maharashtra. Shaina NC with us, BJP spokesperson there. Bharat Raut, a senior journalist who's been a MP from the Shiv Sena and will help us decipher whatever the Shiv Sena is going to be doing next and what specifically that editorial in the Samna really meant. And Asif Bhamla is joining us, spokesperson of the NCP. Thank you all so much for being with us. We are being joined also by Dushyant Chautala, Lok Sabha MP of the INLD, who's going to be helping us also understand what's happening in Haryana. And here we also have Nalin Kohli, who's a member of the National Executive Committee of the BJP, and Sanjay Kumar is with us as well, Director Lok Niti. Siddharth Vadrajan will be joining us in just a short while. And in case you're wondering why there is no Congress person out here, well, the Congress for some reason has chosen to at least stay out of TV studios, so that's what they're telling us, till the final numbers are made. Now you can take whatever indications you want to take from that particular position. But let's just start off, if we can, with whatever is happening in Maharashtra. Shaina, just what is the situation in Maharashtra? You've been following you've been, of course, involved in the campaign. What's happening there?
Well, I'll tell you what's happening. We are about to form the government on the 19th. There will be a mandate which is very clear. The one thing is certain, that the voter is extremely intelligent and they want to do away with the corrupt Congress NCP. And it is also very clear that it has given a mandate on stability and leadership and progress in the center, which has worked beautifully.
Yeah, but if at the center is Narendra Modi, who was the icon and the mascot in Maharashtra, yes. It's not as if Narendra Modi is going to be running, being a chief minister of Maharashtra. So that, of course, will be one of the factors that some voters could keep in mind. Whatever the Modi factor, whatever the Modi wave, it's not that as if he's going to be running Maharashtra.
No. I think that's an unfair assessment.
What's unfair about it, Shaina? He is going to run Maharashtra.
Yes, of course, the charisma of Narendra Modi is unquestionable. But please understand that this election worked beautifully because we have 5 mass leaders. Whether it is Nitin Gadkari, Devendra Fadnavis, Vinod Taude, Eknath Khadse, Pankaja Munde, Sudhir Mungantivar, all of whom are mass leaders in their individual spheres that also took on this entire race. And of course, we had the organizational maverick, a master strategist in Amit Shah, and a charged cadre where the Karyakartas wanted to ensure that even in seats which we had not fought in the past, we would deliver only based on a good governance mandate, which is only on progress and development and never any negative kind of politics. So we didn't get into any commentary and we didn't react to any statements made by other parties. It was only based on organizational approach and strategies.
Right. Bharat Raut, the Shiv Sena perhaps what really had the upper hand before the exit polls. The Shiv Sena really, when it parted from the BJP at that time, and in the last, in this alliance in Maharashtra, the Shiv Sena has really been seen as the senior partner. Is there a chance you think that the Shiv Sena is now going to go back into an alliance with the BJP? Although if the numbers stack up in a certain way tomorrow, then it could be as a junior partner.
Vikram, let me first at the outset clarify to you and through you all your viewers that I am not here to bat for Shiv Sena. Yes, I am a former member of parliament and I belong to Shiv Sena, but now I am sitting here as a journalist. Though I know the working of Shiv Sena very well. Having said that, let me tell you that if situation demands, if the situation demands, BJP and Shiv Sena are the natural allies. If at all, if BJP has to do alliance with any of the rest of the four, then Shiv Sena is the closest partner because we have been together for last 25 years. It is only in last 15 days that they have parted, and therefore, if at all, if BJP wants a friend, an ally to form a government as their need, as the need of BJP, Shiv Sena is there. Definitely they can have their chat or negotiations or talks with Shiv Sena, and something formidable can come out.
Okay, so China, clear signals there. I mean, I know Mr. Rod Singh is not officially speaking on behalf of the Shiv Sena, but even the editorial that we've seen in the Samna saying it's time to bury the bitterness and move forward and the rest of it. So there seem to be clear overtures coming from the Shiv Sena at this point.
Well, they're entitled to their opinion, and I think that we have said on record that we wouldn't want to comment on them or anything that they choose to say, and least of all at a time where we are very clear that the Shiv Sena is not our enemy. Our objective is to get rid of the corrupt Congress and NCP's misgovernance and misrule in the home state. We hope that we will get a mandate, and I'm very, very confident that the mandate will be clear, because the voter is extremely intelligent. They don't want to take chances in wasting a vote on any party that doesn't want to ensure the progress and development of Maharashtra, and I believe that the BJP is number one in that slot and positioning.
So you're saying there's absolutely no question of your taking support from the NCP if required?
Alliance, it would be decided by the parliamentary board.
So, but are you saying that it's absolutely impossible that you would take NCP support?
And I'll say that on record, our party president Devendra Fadnavis has said the same.
No chance of tying up with the NCP even if they come and offer you support and you need a few seats?
Yeah, absolutely yes, no compromise there.
With all due respect to Shaina, she's a good friend of mine, and also all other BJP people who have been talking about absolute majority, and definitely they will form government without anybody's help. But except Chanakya survey, rest of the surveys, opinion exit polls which have been published in last 3 days, they only show that yes, BJP is likely to be emerge as the number one party, but surely nobody is giving them the bringing them anywhere close to the magic figure of 145. In that case, BJP will have to do alliance with someone or the other. It is not only the Shiv Sena doing the overtures to its Samna editorials. It is yesterday I heard the Devendra Fadnavis talking on television, and he clearly mentioned that yes, we have not fought against Shiv Sena. Shiv Sena had remained our ally. So let us see what happens later. So it means they are also the top leadership of BJP also seems to be open a dialogue with Shiv Sena. That is, I think, a good sign.
Okay, so very good sign. Okay, so it's very clear which way the Shiv Sena at least thinking seems to be. Can I just get Mr. Asif Bhamla in here, a spokesperson of the NCP? First of all, you know, the indications and the straws in the wind are that for both the NCP and for the Congress party, of course, the final numbers will only be known tomorrow, but it is possible that it could be a bad day. And could that perhaps leave you ruining the fact that you decided to break up the alliance?
No, I think it's a very positive thing. With the alliance, I think breaking off, it's been with the NCP and the Congress, so it is also with the BJP and the Shiv Sena. For the NCP, it has been very positive
but the possible
sign
biggest beneficiary of all that could end up being the BJP. If the indications are correct, anecdotally and based on exit polls, then the only people who have really benefited from all of these alliances breaking up is the BJP.
This time the exit polls will definitely be proved wrong. BJP itself was not confident of getting such a huge
because
mandate.
They gave the NCP more than what it got.
Yeah, so actually the direction was broadly correct though in the last ones, and even if the direction is correct right now, the NCP certainly will have nothing much to cheer about. Is the NCP at all going to make an overture to the BJP? Let's say the BJP is short by 20-30 seats tomorrow. Will the NCP be making overtures?
Well, that is for the seniors to decide, but I think the NCP by itself is fought a very fine battle, and if it comes to an alliance, I think our natural ally is the Congress. So obviously we look forward to align with them, but well, it's yet time to go. I mean, it's not that the Modi wave that was there in the Lok Sabha elections will continue. And if it was so, then I don't think why was there any reason for Modi ji to so aggressively campaign and take so many sabhas in Maharashtra if they were so confident of winning that many seats in the state?
Well, maybe he's confident of winning the seats because he went out there and campaigned.
No, this clearly shows that there is a question mark,
and I think,
and I think the by-elections showed the fall in the graph in their own states, like Gujarat, in Rajasthan, in UP. So I think it's very less time left, and I think time will prove it, you know.
Before I come to the Modi factor, the national impact and all that, can I just ask both of you, Siddharth Vadrajan and Sanjay, in Maharashtra, at the end of the day, with all of these alliances breaking up, it's very possible that the only, as I was saying, the only party which really stands to benefit could well be the BJP, which suddenly from being a junior partner in Maharashtra could end up being the senior partner, if there is an alliance. And there is at least one opinion poll which says they won't need anyone else.
Well, you know, Mr. Amit Shah has clearly taken a very bold gamble, supported by Narendra Modi and the wider BJP leadership, that the situation was ripe to reconfigure the NDA. My sense is that when the dust settles, I don't think the BJP would be ready for a long-term divorce or separation from the Shiv Sena. What we're looking at is a bitter estrangement leading to a rebalancing. And I think the BJP has long contended.
And a different sort of so just to take that thought forward, also it was for the BJP to say, look, life has changed. We're not your junior partner anymore. We are calling the shots now. So we may come back to you in Maharashtra, but you will be junior.
Absolutely. And I think that obviously the only way for the BJP tried to drive home that point during the seat sharing negotiations, and it failed. Uddhav Thackeray clearly wanted to test his own strength. But if the exit polls are correct, and there's no reason to doubt them, because all of them seem to be pointing in one particular direction, it seems that that gamble is going to pay off, and that the BJP, even if it doesn't have enough seats to form a government by itself, will be spoiled for choice. Because let's not forget, independents also are a very important factor. The choice may always be available for the BJP to form a government with independents or smaller parties. But my sense is that
from the point of view of stability and also that support, so let me just throw that to you. Let's say the BJP doesn't necessarily need the Shiv Sena. I mean, let's say they can form the government with independents or a few others or some smaller parties. Would you still think that the BJP may want the Shiv Sena just to make sure that there's that additional stability and those extra MPs at the center and things like that?
Look at during the entire campaign, BJP has not attacked Shiv Sena or the Shiv Sena leaders. So still I would say there is still a possibility that if BJP has a majority or short of majority and they can form a government with the help of the independents, but I think they would still like Shiv Sena to be with the party. We know that some of the BJP leaders have given very strong statements that they are not going to align anyway with the Shiv Sena. But I think once as Siddharth says, once the dust is settled down, they would try and come into some kind of an arrangement.
Okay, Shaina, I know you have to leave us, but before you do so, just wanted to get your take on a couple of issues. Number one, is the BJP in Maharashtra forgotten or forgiven some of the comments that were made about Narendra Modi by Uddhav Thackeray and others? And number two, is there going to be a tussle to see who the chief minister is going to be? Could that be the next big battle?
No, I think that the one thing you'd have to give to the BJP is we're a very democratic party. The parliamentary board will decide, and we are a very disciplined cadre as well. So whoever the leadership decides would be completely accepted by the cadre and the leadership in the state. Having said that, I think it's a moment of pride for us to know that we have such competent leaders in Maharashtra, all of whom are first generation, and a lot of whom will be able to take this state towards the path of progress and get it back to number one where it was.
Okay.
I heard one of your commentators earlier speak about why does Modi ji need to campaign in Maharashtra. I just want to say very quickly, he is the Prime Minister of this country. Which Prime Minister in the past has taken seriously that a state which was at number 1 is at number 6? We need to bring it back on track, and I will do everything in my power to ensure that this state revives, gets all its prosperity back, gets infrastructure projects completed, gets rid of unemployment, and has a vision plan which is so focused and so time bound.
All right, China. Well, thanks a lot for joining us. Mr. Bharat Raut, can I just ask you, at the end of the day, though, what you seem to be almost saying is, you know, yes, there are nice overtures coming. Isn't it a bit of a humiliation almost for the Shiv Sena to break by not giving the BJP an extra 5, 10, 15 seats? And you could be forced into an alliance right now, almost as a supplicant, or the Shiv Sena could be, which is not necessarily the best of things to have happened.
Yes, you are right. See, whatever happened 15 days ago, that has been most unfortunate as far as the history of alliance is concerned, particularly between Shiv Sena and BJP. I do not want to go into the reasons and who is guilty, who is not guilty, that I am not getting into it, because this is not the time for that. As a journalist, what I feel is that definitely BJP stands winner by whatever they have done. Now China has been saying that on one hand that we are a democratic setup, and on the other hand she says we are a cadre base. So whatever the leadership says, that we will agree. So there is a dichotomy, there is a contradiction in what she says. Forget it. I am saying that there was, and somebody also said that there's a big brother and a younger brother, or big brother and small brother. That was never the relationship between Shiv Sena and BJP. What was best of my knowledge and belief, which I was seeing as a journalist, as a political journalist in Mumbai, is that the understanding between late Balasaheb Thackeray and late Pramod Mahajan was that Shiv Sena will contest more seats in assembly, and BJP will contest more seats in Lok Sabha, and that format remained till the Lok Sabha elections.
Okay, so that brings me.
There is no question.
Okay, so that brings me therefore to you, Naren. So Naren, that brings me to actually a reasonably important, before we turn to Haryana, that brings me to a reasonably important political point that perhaps the BJP is actually trying to drive home to everyone. Whatever may have happened in the past, whatever the understanding was between Pramod Mahajan and Balasaheb Thackeray or anybody else, the BJP seems to be sending out a signal that, look, this is where we are towards the end of 2014. We have a leader who's arguably one of the most powerful leaders that we've had in a while, and the BJP is going to be the boss, and that's the way it has to be, and that's the way everyone should accept it. That's the message you sent out in Maharashtra, and perhaps that's the message you sent out in Haryana too.
Well, that perhaps is a message for those who may not want to understand the intricacies of politics. The BJP or the Jan Sangh in 1951 came in. You come into a political being because you seek to go to the people, get a mandate, be in office and do something. That's the crux of it. Now, you don't go in there to say that let's just keep working at it and consistently losing. You have to work. So the Shiv Sena, for example, where our differences were, there were about for 25 years, the Shiv Sena hadn't won approximately some 59, 60 seats. Somewhere they got 2,000 votes, somewhere 6,000 votes, somewhere 7,000 votes. Now, this basically meant that these seats were not going to the Shiv Sena or the BJP and effectively helping the Congress and the NCP. That was one. Two, if you look at it, in the last Lok Sabha, 6 seats in the Lok Sabha have been added to the Shiv Sena kitty. 1 Lok Sabha is equal to 6 Vidhan Sabha or assembly seats. That's an addition of 36. Now, politics is, after all, on ground realities. It can't be just on aspirations alone. That's one part. The second was on alliances. That's equally important. Alliances cannot be wished away. They are important. They have their place. But at the same time, whatever is the reality of today, you work on that too. Today, there is a full majority government. That doesn't mean we walk out on our alliance partners. There are others there with us still. We haven't walked out on the other alliance partners in Maharashtra. The smaller parties continue. So therefore, things didn't work out. Now, that's the past. With regard to Maharashtra, our political fight was against the NCP and the Congress. Clearly against them. It isn't against the Shiv Sena. So why are we trying to read overtures into a reality? That was to remove the government there, be the alternative. We projected ourselves as a single party or with a smaller alliance. Okay. And when we contest it, we all contest against each other. So to read too much also into something is not correct.
So again, you seem to be signaling as clearly as everyone else is signaling that there could be some sort of a rapprochement tomorrow, whatever the numbers.
I think you are taking exactly the inverse of what I'm saying. That's the politics of hope.
You're saying there was never a broken...
No, I never said that. I never said that. What I'm trying to say is that in Maharashtra, the fight was not against the Shiv Sena is reality, because they are not in office. Who is in government? The NCP and the Congress. So who are we fighting to de-seat? The NCP and the Congress, not the Shiv Sena. So why do we read that we contested against each other?
I think the only question any of us are asking is, let's say you end up with 129.
But why think about it yet? We'll talk tomorrow.
Let's say you end up with 150 tomorrow, right?
But
let's say you end up with 150, you have a majority. Does it still make sense for you to go along with the Shiv Sena?
One last point.
Can I suggest?
Just to finish it. Thank you, Siddharth. At one point of time in the national scene, people used to almost hope that the BJP and the Congress could come together for stability. Today, a full majority is there. Why? The people chose that they would like to see a full majority. Okay. Why are we excluding that in Maharashtra, where we are seeing that kind of indications from everything else?
Okay, can I just get, I know Dushyant also wants to just come in. Dushyant, what happened in Haryana though?
The state has gone into poll. People have voted with the record vote there. And I think so Haryana is going to come in a single majority with INLD, and is going to be the biggest party of the state. Whereas the surveys are concerned, surveys showed us at 9 or 10 in the last assembly election and we got 32. But if we see today, surveys have gotten us up to 30, 31, and one or two odd channels showed 100 seats when Haryana only holds 90. So you cannot trust those 2,000, 4,000 votes or SMSs that were counted to become a survey of the state. It is the people who vote in, and the vote that will be counted tomorrow, I think, is going to show us the mandate for the state, and I think NLD is going to come into power with the single largest party majority.
Okay, Haryana? Could it have been done differently? Could there have been alliances in Haryana?
No, I think in Haryana, the question of the alliance was, we had something going with the AGC, the Haryana Janhit Congress. And of course, that didn't work out. Again, it had to be not based on aspirations, but ground reality. So at the end of the day, you are going into an election to replace a government and be the alternative. So therefore, from that, when it didn't, our party decided to move on alone. And we have contested that. Again, indications are extremely favorable. So just like the BJP from 2 seats in the Lok Sabha could rise to become a government, first with coalition and then on a full majority, I'm going back to the same argument. Why?
You've never really assembly seats done very well.
In Haryana, mostly we've been seen to be on the political fringe, and we've almost depended always in the past on someone else. But what I think, the groundswell which we saw in the Lok Sabha, and certainly when we see Mr. Modi's rallies, public response can't be forced. Okay. And I think we've seen that consistently. It can't be forced.